We made it. I'm still on this stop motion camera. I don't know what's wrong with my thing. I just look like I'm like choppy.
But you consistently freeze with a good picture. So it's great for thumbnails in particular.
I enjoyed the thumbnail today. I was telling Jack we did the Porzingis injury update for the full pod that came out on Sunday, and the thumbnail is exactly what Jack's face would have looked like when he came up with the title that he knew everyone would click.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Hold up. I'll show you what the thumbnail was.
I gotta see this.
What's up, Joey Spatula?
Let's see. Views have been up lately. People are starting to pay attention now.
Yep, people are trickling in again.
They're more in. They're ready.
Love to see it.
Let me find this thumbnail for you.
It's good, Joey Spatulas.
Did they fall?
Yeah, Sam is perpetually suave. It's a perfect way to put it.
This was the thumbnail, Bobby. Let's see if I can.
The grin on Porzingis' face right next to it is perfect for what we're talking about too.
The grift.
People clicked. Hello, Josh. You're our first Pacers fan.
Josh, hello.
What's up, brother?
How we doing, Josh?
What's up, brother? Alrighty. Anyways,
did you see him toast Speed when with Caleb Williams?
No.
He absolutely cooked him. He comes in, he shows Caleb Williams the route he wants to run, and then he just burned right by him.
For some reason, when he said toast, I pictured toast. I was like, what the fuck?
Fair. No.
What the heck?
Speed hits him in the back, doesn't rattle him, holds on to the ball.
Anyways. Sorry. Hello, Josh. Welcome in. Josh, are you a Pacers fan? Respect, if so. Anyways, this was the time last year when a lot of the opposing fans started to trickle in. We had a lot of Heat fans in the conference finals last year, which feels like a long time ago now because the channel is in a much different spot since then. But Celtics-Pacers, Eastern Conference Finals, Halliburton, Siakam get the job done at MSG. I was shocked. OG Anunoby looked like he was playing on one leg. Jalen Brunson broke his hand in the middle of the game. The Knicks were so beat up, and credit to the Pacers because even if the Knicks were fully healthy in that game, the Pacers just made every shot. Like the Pacers just made everything. So credit to them. They're heading to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since Reggie Miller. I think I can speak freely and not look that up because, their first trip out of the first round since the Paul George days, and now they're in the ECF. Bobby, what are your thoughts on the Pacers? How the Celtics match up? Just general vibe to start out here.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating because this is a team that just relentlessly pushes the pace off makes and misses. And secondly, they're so active offensively, even in the half court, that they're a handful to not lose track of. And that's how they generate extra possessions. With the Celtics, it's a lot of crashing from the corners. With Indy, it's the nonstop off-ball movement. And there's a lot of backdoor cutting in particular. And so even when they're missing, it's difficult to complete the stop against them. So they are going to be a handful for the Celtics to deal with, and a team where you can't really let your guard down.
Yeah, I've watched a ton of the Pacers this year. I mean, not this year, in the postseason, because they've played all these teams I don't like. So watching the Pacers eliminate the Bucks and then the Knicks has to be the closest I've ever felt to having like a henchman to take care of my dirty work for me, like a mob boss watching somebody whack the targets or whatever. And they've had a lot of quality outings from these guys. And I know Jack mentioned Game 7 was an unreal shooting performance from everybody involved. Nice 8 for 19 points. Did put a smile on my face. It's just heartbreaking stuff. Like, never want to see a darling team like the Knicks get stomped. You know, everybody wanted them to win so bad. ESPN did a Knicks pregame show before the game yesterday and got killed online for it. And did you guys see that? Awful Announcing did like a whole article. The ESPN pregame show was just like a Knicks, go Knicks, go Knicks, go thing yesterday, and they got killed for it online. But shout out to the Pacers. They've played excellent ball. They have a deeper team than you might realize. They've done a great job of getting production from their bench guys. And as much as I would love to be like Celtics easy win, which I still lean that way, they have my respect.
I mean, it's tough to deny that the Pacers should give the Celtics a good series. I'm not saying like they're going to take them to 7, but like I don't think every game is going to be a blowout the way a lot of people expects. Be cool, very nice. Celtics have proven that they are capable of doing that, but the Pacers have played the Celtics well this year, and they play fast. Like they're going to score a lot of points. That's enough. Unless they have a bad shooting night themselves, like their style of play alone is going to get them to that 100-point mark. Have they not reached 100 point in the playoffs yet? Like have they had a sub 100 game?
I don't think so. I mean, they're obviously the highest scoring team on average in the playoffs, just like they were in the regular season.
But they've actually had a few. Okay, they've had 3 sub 100
Yeah,
games.
that game 1 against Milwaukee.
Okay.
We came on here and talked about it. I was like, feels kind of weird it felt like a weird game.
I completely forgot about that game. They got smacked.
All 3 of their sub 100 games are below 95, but they have not had a game between 95 and 110. So they're either below 95 or they are 110 or above. There's no in between for the Pacers. And those 3 90-point games, they shot sub 40% from the field and 21%. They shot 44% and 32%. They shot 43% from the field in this game. Every other game, 55% from the field, 43% from the field, 51, 44, 54, 52, 52, 47, 57. Like they just shoot. They just score well. They score efficiently. They've gotten up at least 85 shots in all but 2 of their games. Like that's just a product of what their offense is. So it feels like the Celtics just need to get enough stops, and then their offense should be able to overwhelm the Pacers, because that is the one thing that the Pacers cannot do is play defense. They're not a good defensive team, and they've been able to get by in the playoffs so far, at least in my opinion, because the teams they've played have been without Giannis, and then we can call it hobbled Knicks team, to put it kindly. Bobby, what do you think of that whole sort of pace perspective part of it? Because I feel like that's going to be a huge storyline going in.
Yeah, I think that's the storyline is that's how Indiana operates, and it's crucial to their success. I would say it's essential. And so I look at it, I think you have to respect when a team is deep enough into the playoffs. And yeah, it's a different version of the Knicks, especially while OG was out, but that's still a very good defensive team coached by Tom Thibodeau they just went up against. And yet for the duration of the playoffs, they're 4th in 3-point attempts and have the highest conversion rate. So you have to respect that. And then as far as defensively, Rick Carlisle talked about it after the game yesterday. So did Miles Turner, that during the season, they had an honest conversation as a collective where it was like, hey, we don't have to be great defensively. That's not realistic for this personnel grouping. But given how effective we are at the other end of the floor, can we just be average? Can we be, I think they said something like 30% better than where we're at right now? And they've definitely improved in that regard. They're one of the top 5 teams in the league since dating back to, I think, February, something like that. So you have to respect that they're not balanced, but they are more balanced. And so I think with the length that Siakam and Turner have, for example, against Cleveland, the Celtics had a lot of success taking the center and putting him in the weak side slot. And it just creates the situation where you can target someone like Evan Mobley and put him in a pick your poison situation. Whatever you do, you're going to open up these other opportunities, whether it's a cut to the basket for Al Horford or on down the line, open threes, you name it. But when there's the length of 2 guys like a Turner and a Siakam, that becomes a lot less effective.
The funny thing about the Pacers is I think they have looked good on defense at times in this playoff run, but the numbers have them worse than they were in the regular season. Their defensive rating for the playoffs is 118.1. Regular season was 117.6. Neither one of those is towards the top of the respective rankings, but they are a team that has good defensive pieces, like you mentioned, Bobby. Like Turner has done a good job of protecting the rim in the playoffs. I had the stats up earlier because I was doing some writing on Turner, and he had some monster blocks in this Knicks series. Now, the difference between them playing against the Knicks versus playing against the Celtics, Jack, you mentioned the health, but really all you have to do against the Knicks is you guard Brunson, then you play Grant Williams ball, where you're just like, okay, you guys are going to have your other guys make all the threes or you're not going to win. With the Celtics, you don't really have that luxury. If it's not Tatum, it'll be Brown. If it's not either of those guys, it'll be Derek White. Drew Holiday can cook. Al Horford even had himself a really big game 5. When Porzingis comes back, he's going to be a huge tertiary option on offense that makes it so much harder for Indiana to guard. It's not going to be as simple as it was when they were playing against the Knicks, where it's just, okay, throw everybody you can at Brunson. Make it hell for him to try and get inside and go to the basket. You have these guys handling the ball for the Celtics, head on a swivel. Tatum has been fantastic. Even Brown has taken strides in this playoff run where he's like, oh, yeah, I actually don't have to go up on 3 guys. I can kick out to the corner. So it feels like game 1 is going to be a little bit of a wake-up call for the Pacers, and then they're going to have to go from there. But I feel the Celtics should give them a really, really hard time defensively. They should be able to poke holes in that weakness.
I mean, the Pacers are a solid team regardless. I think there's just too much stuff going on just to address this. I think, no, Luke's definitely not going to start. I think hopefully Porzingis coming back will limit his minutes, but I do think Luke's been great, so I don't hate him getting more minutes regardless. But I think what you're just going to see in this series is, like, obviously injuries play a factor in this, and anybody who is trying to defend the fact that, like, the Eastern Conference was just objectively injured this year has been, like, it just is. Celtics just have more talent, like, across the board than any team they would have played in the Eastern Conference Finals. Like the Giannis-less Bucks or the injured Giannis Bucks, like infinitely more talent. The hobbled Embiid 76ers just have more talent. The Knicks, who are hurt, just have, like, and I'm not saying that that's going to lead to a sweep, right? Like Joe says it all the time. He's like, you do whatever it takes to win, and they believe that. And I think that mindset has helped almost humble them because of how talented they are and bring them back down to earth and keep them sort of locked in on the goal rather than just being, yeah, we're going to win. It doesn't matter. But they just have so many guys. They have so many bodies for the Pacers to account for. Jacob saying, is the Celtics mismatch hunting of the bad defenders of the Pacers concerning or whether pace wake up the Celtics driving kick offense? I think it's a healthy mix of both. I think it's just going to be whatever the game dictates. And I will say the Pacers love an overreaction. Their defense loves throwing 2 guys at the ball. They love letting the Celtics play driving kick. So I think that'll be fine. Joe says, I think the Pacers' only shot of winning this series is shooting like they did in Game 7 every single game. Yeah, probably. Celtics had far more talent than last year. Absolutely, they did, and they lost that game. But this is not the same Celtics team.
Joe's message, though.
Mm-hmm. It's not the same Celtics team at all. They have completely reshaped their mindset, reshaped their philosophy and how they look at things. And you've seen it this year. I mean, they've won 2 5-game series against the same Miami team, obviously without Jimmy, yes, but like a Miami team that beat them in one game and then they bounced back and blew the doors off of them. And then against the Donovan Mitchell team who killed them in game 2 and then we said, like, all right, we'll just lock back in. So this is a completely different version of the Celtics. And I just, like, there's too many bodies for the Pacers to account for. So I think that's kind of where it starts and ends for me.
Yeah, first, one of the latter points there, Jaylen Brown noted today that people keep acting like it's the same Celtics team, but along with personnel changes like bringing in Holiday and Porzingis, they also continue to grow from their experiences and they're more mature. And like you said, it's a different mindset and focus. It's more of an imprint from Joe Mazzulla. It is a coaching staff that he got to build out for the first time and hit a home run, bringing in Sam Cassell and Charles Lee, most notably. And so it is a different team than last year. And I certainly look at, hey, if they ran into even a healthy version of the Miami Heat, you can go on down the line. The Knicks, the Bucks, these teams could push them. They could challenge them. But the Celtics are widely regarded as having the most talented top 6 in the NBA this season. And everyone would pick them to come out of the Eastern Conference no matter what, as long as they stayed healthy. They didn't need Porzingis to go 8-2 to get to this stage. They, quite frankly, I don't think need him to beat the Pacers, or at least they shouldn't. And so come the finals, it might be a different story as far as being pushed and being threatened and all that. But they've handled business efficiently to this point. And as much of a challenge as the Pacers present with their style of play, again, Boston should be able to win this one before it goes 7 at least.
Yeah, I agree with Bobby. I sure hope we all don't have to sweat this one. I want to address this comment personally. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but interested if you guys trust Mazzulla to win the title. So the Ime layer of this, Jack and I have talked about Ime versus Joe quite a bit. I mean, you kind of had to. It was the rules for a while with the Celtics. It was one of the big storylines. It feels like with the roster this year, Joe is the guy. He has gotten them to buy in. Jack mentioned the way they're talking about mindset. He mentioned, how all they've talked about is we just have to expect nothing. We have no expectations. And Joe has done a tremendous job of kind of humbling the team from within, getting them all to buy in, get them to understand that they have to put in the work. And one thing that, it feels like happened last year against Miami is they just didn't feel that way. It was the ESPN graphic of them having a 97% chance to win the conference finals before it came out. That kind of carried over into the team, and they adopted that. And then they came out, went down 0-3, realized it, and they were like, okay, maybe we should not play like dummies anymore. Win 3 straight games, lose game 7. But to go back to the initial point, Joe is the right guy for this group. He did a great job of helping them blend together as a team so quickly after all the transactions that happened over the summer. And Ime was a great coach for the prior edition of the Celtics. He was great at making them not play like dummies, calling them out, holding them accountable. Joe still holds them accountable, but I just think he does it in a different way.
I agree, 100%. Like, Ime was good for that group. Joe was good for this group, and like this, Joe's just instilled a great mindset in this team, and I think he's earned the trust of a lot of people, like Joey Spatula says here. Last question: how do you count for the Pacers winning 2 games in the regular season, including the play-in? They won. I think, yeah.
You guys have heard plenty of the injury stuff. Porzingis didn't play the in-season tournament knockout, and Tatum was hurt in the one that Mathurin got the free throws at the end.
Keep in mind, Halliburton
forgot
the first matchup between them.
He did. He missed the 50.1. And to throw the bone in the Pacers' direction, Halliburton also went out in the game that the Celtics lost with the Mathurin free throws. TJ McConnell got the boys jumping in the second half.
TJ McConnell's a beast, man. There's plenty of guys in the Pacers, and like I said, I don't think this is going to be I don't think this is going to be a Heat series where they blow them out every game and the Pacers get one lucky win. Like, I just don't think that's going to have how it's going to be. I think it'll be closer to the Cavs series where like the Celtics do win the games, but it is not like a comfortable 50-point win. Like, I think it'll be like Pacers keep it close, and the Celtics go on a little run here and there. Like the Celtics win the first quarter by 3, the second quarter they tie, then they win the next one by 5, and then they win the next one by 2. Like it'll amount to like a 10-ish point win in the watch, but it'll feel like a very close game, very much like Game 5 Celtics Cavs. Like this Pacers team is good, man. Like I respect this Pacers team. I think they're going to be a pain in the butt to play. Censored myself.
What a save.
And
they showed great poise yesterday too. I mean,
exactly.
they fought off. When the Knicks started pushing back in Game 7,
they cut it to 6.
We were in the playback. Jack was going ballistic because he didn't want to have to go to Indiana. I was like, oh my God, the Pacers are dead. I was hurting. But no, like Halliburton made some big boy shots to help stretch the lead back up to double digits, and then they never looked back. So that says a lot about the team's character. I think, and for what it's worth, I don't want to downplay the in-season tournament win. I felt like that was a big spot for the Pacers, and they came to play and won in front of the home fans. They're pretty legit. Are they as good as the 2022 Nets at the first round? I don't know, man. It's tough. I think they're a formidable opponent, though. Like I don't think they're different than these first 2 teams.
So Sam, I'm curious, what weighs more to you? The schadenfreude of watching the Knicks get packed up, or do you have any sort of change in your stance that you didn't want the Knicks and then you see that the Pacers are the more challenging opponent than the current state New York's in?
So yes, you did.
Listen, we talked about because Brunson broke his hand. But exactly. Like before that, like Jake was going back and forth with Jake Eisenberg on the Celtics blog stream of First to the Floor. Shout out. He was like, oh, like actually maybe the Knicks are the worst team. And it's like I was like, well, by the end of this game, whoever loses, everyone's going to be like, well, probably should have rooted for that team because they didn't look good today. And that's like burning your brain. I think the Pacers truly have a deeper team than the Knicks do. Oh, yeah. They are far better built to compete in a longer series. And they have legitimate star players. Halliburton played like a star yesterday. He did have a couple Ben Simmons games against the Knicks in this series. Siakam has had a very, very good playoff run so far. And, sneaky guy in this series is Miles Turner, who's shooting 45% from 3.
10% up from the regular season. You've got to respect that. And it means that, just like I felt the Celtics against Miami, specifically Game 2, and we can kind of just throw that out as they didn't really show up, but it felt like not adapting to what's happening compared to what the regular season stat sheet says on some of those shooters. Miles Turner has raised his volume, and as Sam just said, is shooting far more effectively than the regular season when he was about league average. You've got to close out on him. It can't just be that you're dropping off and daring him to beat you, because he's sustained it through 2 rounds now.
Yeah. Pacers got guys. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it very much. Thanks. We appreciate you. Did y'all catch Danny Green's take on Boston Sports Radio? Basically, bubble ring means more this year than Celtics. Listen, man.
He was on that bubble team. What's he going to say?
I said this to the same thing as we had our men's league game last night, and I was talking to the guys keeping score, and I go, "How is that a foul?" They go, this. I said, "Yeah, I'm biased. Of course I know it's a foul. Of course I'm going to say it wasn't a foul." It's the same thing. He was on the bubble team. Of course he's going to say the ring means more because he was on the team. That's what he's going to believe. Also, what's up, Birkin? Chat legend. Thanks for tuning in.
Also, Danny Green ripped off Felger and Maz. Disgusting act from Danny Green.
So.
Well, Maz went on the radio. We reacted to the clip of him being like, "Does this even count? Does this what? I mean, would you even want this to be a championship? They're not even playing anybody." It's like, yeah, I'll play who's in front of you. That's all you can do. This is my dream.
It is the first time since the award was invented that there is no MVP or former MVP in the conference finals. That's wild.
Yeah.
Love it.
I mean, it's just historically not what we're used to. And I think this is going to be the 3rd example where the reigning MVP, the team that wins the championship, doesn't have an MVP on it. It's the Pistons. I can't remember who the other one is, but it's a more recent example, I believe. Raptors. And then this year, I was thinking that Kawhi, right?
No, Kawhi never got an MVP.
Kawhi's never won an MVP.
Oh yeah, never got it. Yeah, so it was
Finals MVP, the real award.
He'll take that one. And so this will be the 3rd example. It's just not what you're accustomed to, but all of it lends itself to the talk of this has to be the year, Celtics, that everything is falling in your favor. The Nuggets are out. Maybe Minnesota's more challenging. You have to respect that and get there first, of course. But really, you couldn't ask for a less challenging, I'm not going to say easier, but less challenging path to a ring than this one.
This is what I've been asking for forever. It is wide open. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to win. I think they should get past Indiana. But, I mean, they could. I don't think they will lose in the finals, but they could.
Minnesota's a good team, man. Dallas is a good team.
Minnesota is a good team. It took.
It's Minnesota. I'd be floored if it's Dallas.
If it was Dallas, that would be fire. You would have Porzingis, Kyrie revenge.
We all picked Denver too, though. We all picked Denver.
That was incredible.
Denver. Wow.
It is funny how Denver went out with they went out in the most Celtics way, at least the way we all have Celtics failures burned into our brain, where it's blowing a lead. Bear with me, blowing a lead, not winning the home games, whatever. Yet they were gassed up all playoffs long, the whole battle tested thing, blah 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 blah. Yet they made the same type of mistakes that we all get on the Celtics for making, myself included. I hate when they blow leads. I hate when they lose at home. If the Celtics went out yesterday, we'd all be going nuts in the same way. So it just proves to you, Denver, the juggernaut team, a team that I'm still happy that the Celtics they won't have to play in the finals. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled they don't have to see Jokic. But it's proving that they're human, and all these teams do make mistakes.
It's going to be the 6th year in a row with the new NBA champion. It's great.
Love that.
It's very, very fun.
Not for nothing. Ant. Got to talk about Ant quick. What was he, 6 of 24?
Yep.
Okay, so if Tatum was 6 and 24 in a game 7, but the Celtics won because the other guys, can you imagine? Super team. Oh, they're so good. And I don't really care about this stuff. I don't. But the people that feed on this on the timeline today were going ballistic.
Another crazy one to me is all the credit Anthony Edwards is getting for his age and winning a playoff series and now reaching the conference finals without single acknowledgement of Jason Tatum is going there for the 5th time in 7 years. They're literally blocking that out while trying to praise Anthony Edwards.
And Jason, I like it.
Human resources, Tatum.
you can gas up Ant, and like I totally see the comp to a young Michael Jordan, but at the same time, you don't need to pretend something else didn't happen just to make it sound more impressive and like he's the only one to do something when that's not reality.
Yeah. Also, I gotta ask, SJ, are you a Celtics fan? Like genuinely, I just need to ask. And Bobby, the context here is you don't get the context. This person has like incessantly, and this isn't like hate SJ. I'm just genuinely curious who you support. Incessantly been in the comments. Trade Jaylen Brown for Jaden McDaniels and Naz Reid. Trade Jaylen Brown. Trade Jaylen like constantly. And I'm like genuinely just curious if you're a Celtics fan or you're just here for fun. But anyway,
Sounds like he either
Loves the
hate watches
Timberwolves
or
trade.
just doesn't like the Celtics. Yeah, maybe he's just trying to get Jaylen Brown to his Timberwolves.
I think that person is a Celtics fan because they're always on our pregame streams. Like they're not even like just showing up to like troll in the comments of videos after like a loss or something. Like every once in a while, like we're just doing prize picks. We're like, well, what if you traded teams with the Timberwolves?
Everyone has a different way of watching and reacting to these games. It's therapeutic in its own way for each.
Good save, Bobby. All right. Anything else? Bobby, series prediction. Doesn't have to do games, but like, what do you think?
Hold on, Jack. Feel? Michael Hilly, truer words have never been stated. Screw the Indy 500. I think the drive's going to end up being electric, part 2.
It'll be fun.
But also, screw the Indy 500.
More like the Indy 900 miles.
That's
Am I right?
Bump.
Is it 900?
I think so.
Let's see.
Good news for you guys. If the Celtics go to the finals, they'll be either playing against a team with a Delta base in their city or an American Airlines base in their city.
W.
You sold me short. 960.
960. Maybe you guys find a shortcut.
Don't know if that's how it works.
Just a 60-mile shortcut.
It's a classic 60-mile shortcut.
Oh, man.
Anyways.
Did you guys see Terp was on WEI today?
He's always on WEI.
He was doing both. He was producing today as well.
Terp.
He's a beast. All right. Do you want to go trivia?
Trivia time.
Pull it up.
Alrighty.
Let me take the chat off.
Chat off.
I was slow to the stat head today, so you have to bear with me.
It's all good.
I didn't start looking till very recently, so I need to load this up. All right, let me type it in here. Sam, can you cue the Ducks?
I will cue the Ducks.
You know what's crazy? I had some friends in college who didn't use the shift key to capitalize their letters when they were typing.
What, they do caps lock?
Yep. Like every time they double, like caps lock, press the button, caps lock again to undo it.
Nah,
Insane
don't think I can
behavior.
do that one. Apparently, Buffalo Wild Wings has a all-you-can-eat wings. Monday, Wednesdays.
Ooh, that's pretty fire.
Will I end up there today?
I went to Buffalo Wild Wings one time, and this kid did the challenge, and he was blatantly like taking it and then ripping a piece out and putting it under his chair. And the waitress went over to us afterwards, and she was like, "I didn't have the heart to call him out. We're just gonna give it to him."
Love a good scam. Love it. All right.
It was the least subtle grift I've ever seen.
Simple, easy. It was an easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. Most minutes played in a playoff game by a Celtics player against the Pacers. That's it. No time. Nothing. Just most minutes played in a single playoff game by a Celtics player against Pacers in all of NBA history.
Oh, no. Wow. That opens
no time.
It up.
Anything. Anything you can throw at me.
Let me guess, Paul Pierce.
It's actually not on the... No, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
What?
I'm surprised we don't get more of the witty retorts from Jack to our guesses.
Good answer. Good answer.
I mean, not loop with the no time frame,
right? I will go Robert Parrish.
We just took a sip of our drink in unison, Sam. That was weird.
That's awesome.
Wait, what'd you say?
We just took a sip of our drinks in unison. It was like
Did we?
exact. Yeah.
Oh, that a boy, Rob.
54.
I'm gonna guess Antoine Walker.
Sam's just gonna guess guys from the same overtime game he remembers.
I'm gonna guess Kevin McHale.
Oh, number one answer.
Love to see it.
I suppose I'll guess Larry.
Chat's off, I assume.
Chat's off.
Chat's off. Probably got hurt or something.
Hold. Stat
Ooh.
head did not input my opponents, so this is wrong.
Oh,
Stat head does this thing where it clears a filter. It only clears the game filter when you refresh, and so it didn't keep Indy as the opponent. So I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. Would you like to keep your guesses and have me adjust the numbers, or do you want to start over and I will come up with a brand new question on the spot?
personally, I'll keep my guesses.
Sam,
We can keep them.
keep the guesses and me adjust the numbers.
Yes.
Correct.
Because we just guessed with the impression that
Yeah,
Okay. Apologies.
it's all good until I find out that Parrish was at 23 minutes.
Apologies. Okay. Bear with me here.
Love to see it. Good start. Good start.
I mean, that's still a full game.
That's very impressive.
That's
But-
Josh Hart minutes.
Oh, boo. Rat list.
Yeah, Bobby, you're not. I'm very sorry. You're significantly less pleased. than Sam.
Antoine's career high was against the Pacers.
Yeah, his playoff.
Let's
career high.
go.
Let me make sure it kept the playoffs. At least it did. Okay. It gets rid of like the game filter. This is against Indiana. Yeah, look, ready? Actually, I can't share it now because you see the answers. But like I inputted Indiana, and now the game filter, it's gone in the game filters already. But they're all Indy. It's just gone. So apologies, Bobby in particular, because you got the poor end of the deal.
I remain 100% locked in, but had I seen Parrish get 42 from the jump, I wouldn't have gone McHale.
Okay. You again, Bobby. Again. Just blame Stathead, not me.
I did.
Oops.
It's all good. Let's go with Al Horford.
Oddly enough, that might have been my next guess.
Great minds think alike.
I'm gonna guess Kyrie.
That probably should have been my guess. And I obviously considered him, considering the year that I was considering. All right, only two more. It doesn't sting too much.
This question's a bit scuffed. I apologize.
It's all good.
That man Chief was a durable player. 42 minutes. Led the squad.
Let's check in on Jason Tatum.
I'm gonna guess Reggie Lewis.
Wow. Well done. As he slugs. Hydrated King over there.
Unfortunately, Bobby, there are no 70 or 69 minute games.
Weak.
So, apologies. That was a scuffed question. I feel bad. The next highest answer, for what it's worth, I don't think either of you would have guessed, but yeah.
Can I throw a name out? Couple names?
Sure.
Yeah, let's just start doing rapid fire.
J.R. Bremer?
No.
Danny Ainge?
No. Bremer's 26. Danny Ainge isn't on the list.
Kenny Anderson?
No, he's at... The next highest is 45. The entire top 9 is just Walker and Pierce.
All right, who's the next dude?
Kevin Gamble.
Wasn't happening.
Not guess that.
Yeah, Ricky Davis for Jamie. It's 43. Good guess. Apologies. Scuffed question. Scuffed, but alas. It'd be like that. All right. Here you go. You see what I mean? Look, it's all Indiana now, but if I get results again,
I understand. Spatula.
Not changing anything. It just
Love you too, by the way.
Gets rid of everything. All right.
Yeah, understandable.
Let's rock.
This is also a revenge round because we did brutal last time.
It was really bad. Cousins with NBA Hall of Famer Chauncey Billups, his third-year running back, led to AFC with 15 rushing touchdowns while playing for the Titans in 08. Chris Johnson? Was he
That's who
Titans in
comes
08?
to mind, but
Was he playing in 08? I feel like he was like a 2010 draft. No, he definitely was 08. It's got to be Chris Johnson, right?
there was a running back who had like one good year on the Titans, Travis Henry. But I don't remember the year.
Let's save it. We'll save this. This team went to the conference finals for the first time in franchise history after defeating the one-seeded Jazz Clippers, right?
Clippers.
This team got swept in the conference finals in each of its last 2 appearances, losing to the Bruins in 19 and the Panthers in 23.
Conference finals, is that it's either the Maple Leafs or the Lightning?
It's definitely not the Maple Leafs because Maple Leafs they got that Sixers stink where they only lose.
It's definitely not the Lightning either because the Lightning have won recently.
The Lightning
so that wouldn't be
won.
their last 2 appearances.
Who was in the conference finals last year? Chat, somebody's got to know this.
Yeah, one of you.
I think it's Toronto.
Were they in the conference finals last year?
I don't know.
But I don't remember the Bruins sweeping the Maple Leafs in the conference finals. The Rangers, maybe?
We can come back. Let's get all the ones we know first. Starring Dwayne Wade and Charles Barkley, this telecommunications and cell phone brand released a popular 08 commercial promoting their Fave 5 feature.
T-Mobile. I think it's T-Mobile, but maybe if other people have ideas, I think it's T-Mobile.
I have no idea.
I'm willing to rock
Chappa
with T-Mobile.
says-
Hilly supports you.
Yeah, Hilly support Joey Spatulas too.
Here we go.
Nice.
We have the Hurricanes as the answer.
Keanu Reeves, right?
And Statham.
Yeah.
A couple of action stars.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we're saying
Carolina.
Huge.
Well done.
Along with its classic form, this gum and mint brand has variants like Ice, Fire, Tango, and Pure.
Pure. Ice. Oh, it's Dentine.
Well done. That was sick.
All right. Debuting in 09, this TLC reality series starring Bartolo Buddy Valastro has led multiple spin-offs, including Bakery.
Oh my God, Cake Boss!
Yes.
That's that rat.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah. That's
All of
why
that
I was
was
sighing. I
impressive,
knew who
Sam.
it was. I knew who it was. I was waiting for Sam to connect the dots.
The worst person on the planet. You had
What
where we
actor
get
voices
6
Lightning
wings,
McQueen?
Jack?
Yeah, we got 6 wings for $20. It was
Owen Wilson.
horrendous. Yeah, Owen Wilson. Oh, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rocket. Our lyrics from this 1972 Toby Gray song that had a popular O2 cover by Uncle Cracker.
my God, I don't know this. I know the song.
Give me
but I
the
don't-
beat, boys, and
It might be
breathe my
Drift Away.
soul.
It is
Wanna
Drift
get
Away.
lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Is this just what it's called? Oh, okay. So this is running back. Do you just want to guess Chris Johnson, then Travis Henry, or do you want to start with Travis Henry?
Maybe we
have
start
no
with Chris
opinion.
Johnson just because he's higher profile.
Shoot.
All right, so then
You
I
think
think
Travis Henry?
that would be my follow-up guess.
No. Lendale, never. Lendale White, didn't know that was a person.
So I didn't realize he had a good NFL season at all, but he was on USC with Reggie Bush.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. He was a load.
I feel like I dropped 50 in this game.
Sam cooked.
That's great.
The
All right,
Dentine Ice
well-
one was an insane pull.
Dentine was huge.
I don't know. I remember being a kid and they came in like they have the cardboard and then they have the.
That's a tough one to freeze on. But yeah, everyone knows what you're talking
Yeah.
about, where you pop it out.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's get on out of here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Bobby, any final thoughts?
I think we hit on it all. We are on to the conference finals.
Alrighty. Yes, sir. Sam, I'll let you take it out.
Thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily uploads. We're coming at you with something new at 5 a.m. So be here. Full pods Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps the morning after each game and other videos to keep you busy in between. We also have these streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. We're here for Celtics the Roundtable. Typically on Tuesdays around 6 this week. It will be Wednesday because we got game one. Can't be streaming during game one. And you can also find Jack and I here live for pregame. So come hang out. It's a ton of fun. You can find us on Spotify and Apple too. You follow us there, you're going to get the full pods and game recaps right into your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. We're going through your emails each time we record. We're going to record in a little while here. So if you have any last-second thoughts, get them in. We'll go through them. We love you guys. We want you to be a part of the show. You can find us on socials at How About Them C's, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook's just the name of the podcast. You can find our streams there and on YouTube and on Twitter. Jack's Twitter is at JackSmonNBA. Bobby's is at Bobby Kravitsky. And mine is at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.